Hello, 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 everyone. It has been a while. Glad to have you on board this evening. Hope you're all doing well. It's a wonderful afternoon, warm, sunny. Well, not so sunny anymore. The sun is setting over here. And
it's the middle of summer, man.
I had to close the window again because the tram likes to play with us. And while we do like the tram, it's a bit noisy. Yes, this is a suit. Do you like it? Oh,
It's fantabulous, I think.
actually, let's just add a bit.
See, we're all wearing our best thing. I'm wearing a new thing. John's wearing something fantastic shirt, and look at Wooster, our DM.
Now, if I could make this stay on like this. Oh, wait.
Somebody has to meme that, please.
Somebody has to mean this. Emulate it.
Oh, there it is. Fantastic.
As for what's the occasion, I just felt like wearing a suit. It's not like anybody takes me out to an occasion where I get to wear a suit. So instead, I came here and looking dapper for you people. Yes, you people. So, I do believe last week we left off with quite a cliffhanger. Before we do start, anybody have any announcements, any juicy rumors of anything?
Nah, man, everything's all good. I'm a happy camper. Everything's all good.
No, listen, I should have taken out the fine china too. Just
Hey, we're drinking the same thing today.
apparently. Thank you for the shipment. I'm surprised it didn't get stuck in the customs this time.
Hey, so what about Zim?
Yes, as far as we know.
I guess that's news. We should talk about that.
Oh, yeah. That will be revealed later in this episode. Bum, bum, bum. But, yeah, for serious, Zim apparently can't make it today. Gave me an early warning, so it's not a problem. And if he does come later on, it's for his benefit. Otherwise, we will see him next week. But
NBD, guys, for now.
now, anything from Scotland?
Not really. It's just work. That's it.
Sounds about fair.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, the strike ended on my part.
All right. Or is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Neither. As the strike was, or even the strike was ended to give room to breathe for the employer. aka nothing has actually changed so far, with the exception that the government negotiator has been involved and they have set a date that the negotiation should start on this Monday. And whether or not any progress is made, a public declaration of a continued strike is for the next week. So next week is clear, but the week after that, on Wednesday, if sufficient improvements have not been made, we will officially go on a strike.
I'm on your side on this, buddy.
Thanks.
I'm pro-union, always have been.
Good. Unions are good for the employee.
I believe I'm a worker, man. Always have been a worker. I come from a long line of peasants.
Yes.
We've gained some rights, but we're gonna get some better ones. Anywho,
Anyhow. Uh, enough about real life and let's get to the fantasy business. So, let me turn off the banter mode. As we all remember, or if you don't, here is a recap. Last episode, our brave heroes wandered through the darkness of space and encountered something anomalous in hyperspace following them. They spent a while investigating, testing, and they did determine that whatever was following them was indeed following them. They made a clever ruse for it and opened up a hyperspace portal between it and them, and it flew straight into it. And as far as the episode tells us, infected a world of human habitation. And soon after, Nevin's shuttle left the docking bay. No message has been left for the crew. And we are en route to Minbar, when communications terminal receives an incoming message. For Captain.
Can I actually see, is there any indication on where it's come from?
No.
I'm gonna again, no, we don't really. Our computer experts kind of left at the moment. Thinking of backtrace while I was talking to the person, but I'll just put on the message, see who comes up on the screen.
On the screen, there appears a face of a human origin, a balding head, a greyish Earth Alliance uniform. And this is Michael Garibaldi. I am attempting to... Wait a moment. Did I call the Jacaranda by accident?
You're free to Landis Cortas.
I'm trying to reach the Manticore.
Yes, I am the captain.
I see you have upgraded your vessel.
Mm.
Yes. I am led to believe you are carrying rangers on board your ship. Is this correct?
Rangers, you say, Mr. Garibaldi.
Yes.
What would these rangers be?
If this is how you wish to play it. Can you please ask for a Caliban to contact me? At
I think I can.
earliest convenience.
I think I can do that, Mr. Garibaldi.
Thank you for your time, Count Cortas.
Just captain now.
My apologies. Captain. The Corvettes.
At this point, I'm gonna get a message up to Caravan. I go, and I'm just hoping he responds to my message, or is he just gonna have it go into like voicemail?
It takes a few seconds, but he does answer. Captain, you summoned me?
Yes. Do you know a Mr. Michael Garibaldi of Babylon 5?
The security chief on Babylon 5, yes.
Yes. He just contacted the ship, was asking if I was carrying a bunch of Rangers, but concerning the last time I checked, the missions, no one's advised me that Garibaldi was to know about you gentlemen being on board. I played a bit dumb, but he didn't ask for you by name.
Oh, yes. Curious. Rangers must have told him.
He has asked that you contact him as soon as possible.
Of course. May I use the bridge communications device? I do believe my personal one does not function well in hyperspace.
No. Feel free to use it.
I'm on my way. Soon, if nothing else happens, Caliban arrives on the bridge, and there's a communication headed out to Mr. Garibaldi. On the view screen, the bald man appears. Balding man appears. Caliban. I'm going to need you to do something for me. Post haste. To which Caliban responds, we are in middle of a mission, sir. Yes, but this one takes priority. We need you to go to Mars immediately to pick up a contact. So, but sir, do you have the car? Yes, I know. Trust me on this one. And please hurry. You're the closest one we have. Of course, sir.
It's just at this point, you do realize we're on a Centauri warship.
Yes. Well, whatever it is, you're the closest one and the only one that has the chance to reach it in time. If you need some sort of payment, we can discuss that later.
That we can discuss later. It's just more my concerns for how any Earth Alliance ship might respond.
The Earth Alliance and Centauri have signed a non-aggression treaty a few days ago. The Centauri ship appearing there should not raise any alarms, but just in case, make up an excuse.
I'll figure something out in that case.
If you excuse me, I'm now going to focus on getting you some reinforcements. And I will be sending the contact details in as a file along this message. Good luck.
Okay, Caravan, what do you know about the Sol system and its defenses?
As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, it is the homeworld, location for the human homeworld, and therefore the defenses after the Minbar wall have been ramped up to an incredible degree.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And
However, Mars is far away from the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I have heard any reports, Mars is quite rebellious sort.
But I think there is still a military presence there.
Well, I would recommend asking our dear Colonel about this. Is he not the Earth military specialist we have on board?
Not just their military specialist, he was based on Mars.
Well, even more reason to consult him on the matter.
Yeah, at this point, I could see someone's ears is burning at the mention. At this point, and it goes, Yeah, I think you're right. And he taps on the comms and goes, well, Noah,
I'm right in the middle of showing Lieutenant Navon, the new armory, all the weapons, and this all gear is for you. Your men, you and the other Narns are part of the team now, and I expect you to be able to defend. Oh, hang on. This is Malone. What's up, Landis?
um, there's been a slight change of plan.
Go ahead.
When was the last time you took potentially a stroll on the sands of Mars?
Cue flashback.
Last time I was on Mars was the day I lost my memory. We're there watching protecting the excavation. IPX was made this discovery. You remember? Coming out of the ground, black spider, like structure. Blam, blam, blam. Explosions, laser screams everywhere. We didn't stand a chance. All of my men there, 20 plus, were cut down. I was the only survivor. If it wasn't for that guy from IPX, I wouldn't be here. That was many, many years ago. Why are we going back?
Turns out we're needing to
Captain,
retrieve something.
Captain, is it wise to talk of this on the open comms?
Possibly best if you come up to the bridge and we'll talk about it up here.
On my way.
I will
Be there in a few.
I will summon the Ranger 1. He needs to be consulted.
It's just as Noah's making his way. Caravan,
Captain?
let's be honest. Do you think we're going to be able to keep it secret from the crew that we're not heading towards Mars?
No.
It's going to be obvious that we're retreating something.
Yes. I have the file
think-
opened up for you.
Let's. Yes, what does the file say?
It appears to be an IPX worker that we need to pick up, named Mary Kirkish.
IPX.
Yes.
In the bridge now?
According to Garibaldi's notes, she's in hiding.
Yeah. We've had dealings with IPX in the past.
It says here to exercise extreme caution.
That would sound about right with IPX, yes.
Is that so? Please tell me more.
Technology acquisitions is the most common thing. They like to do archaeological studies on dead worlds. But they're looking for technology. And from all indications, their funding and their reach has increased ever since the Minbari War. On paper, they are a private corporation, but think our last couple of interactions with them suggest that there's always someone that they're just a front. Probably Earthgov.
Yes. The Bakiri have similar organizations under their wing. We like to hire outsiders to do our bidding. Yes. Makes sense.
It's made in the past we have worked with them and made some money, but as I said, sometimes the things that gets the best credits, very dangerous jobs. Maybe not the most ethical jobs.
I see. Well then, I have several more questions, but I will keep my tongue for now. And that is exactly when Ranger 1 opens up the door, arriving, and just behind him, Mr. Malone.
All right, we're all gathered here. Why don't you fill us in?
We're going to be pissing off some old friends of ours.
Oh?
IPX.
Yeah, well, I got a bonus set up with them anyways. All right, what you got?
He pulls up a file on the screen. On it, there's a image of a blonde human woman, and as soon as Malone sets his eyes on it, it feels familiar. You've seen this one before. You can't place it, but there is an underlying dread in your mind as you focus on it. You can distinctly hear the scream of a dark spider-like presence, and then it passes. And you can read the name Mary Kirkish and the notes underneath the text that she is in hiding, and the location on Mars where she has been secured for now. She needs to be picked up and brought to Babylon 5 as quick as possible, undetected, preferably.
All right. Pick a mysterious blonde woman. IPX is involved. We're going to have to be on our best. We're going to have to be very careful about this. All right. How we want to play this? We know her last known location.
Well, so question. Are we... I'm just trying to figure out how much concern would be raised about a Centauri warship being over Mars instead of, say, Earth, where they might expect it to be.
Here's what I'm proposing. We go outside of orbit. There's a couple of bases nearby. I got a few contacts on that still owe me a few favors. Regardless, we'll take a minor shuttle. Just a few of us crew left. Small crew, go in, retrieve. Small crew, quick retrieval, extraction. Expect something dangerous, so we'll get to test out all this new gear. We'll bring all our new weapons and armor just in case.
think.
Remember that job we did? A few years back, around New Las Vegas? It'd be just like that. Only this time, no screw-ups.
Hope it's nothing like that.
But we learn from those mistakes. We won't make them again, okay?
Yeah, let's just say the collateral from that was nasty.
All right. We'll just have to be extra quiet this time then.
Yes.
Right, Caliban? Looks like we're on our way to Mars then. I'll start making some contacts, finding out what's the best couple of places to land. Do we have any a way for like a transport ship that'll take us from our transport shuttle so that we can dock bay and land a small party, or do we have to rely on Mars shuttles?
Appears that the Minbar shuttle you had earlier has departed.
Yeah, and this is probably what while Malone was
This is
doing
first.
that.
This is the first time you hear about it, actually.
Yeah, I was actually just as Malone saying that, you just hear that. I've just found out. Nevin has taken a shuttle somewhere.
At this point, Fraser goes, it is his shuttle.
I know it's a shuttle.
Didn't know he wasn't allowed to leave, so I just let him.
I'm not saying that, but he could at least notified me.
I thought he did.
No, he didn't. That's okay. That's okay.
Regardless, that doesn't change the mission.
No, it doesn't.
Just means we have to rely on favors. I have to pull in something else. All right, I got a couple contacts there. Caliban. Just so that I could be on the same side here. Huh?
It is Caliban. Every time you say ban, you are putting me in a sort of insulting light.
Oh.
In Prakiri tongue, ban is a swear word.
Oh, listen, I'm so sorry. I have a lot of shrapnel problem hearing from this right here. I keep hearing it incorrectly.
I understand. It is
Caliban. Is it Caliban?
Caliban.
Van.
Van. What was the letter in English language?
V.
V. Yes.
Oh, Caliban.
Yes. I don't wish to be and pedantic, was it? But it sort of does ring in my ear like you are trying to curse my water type into non-existence.
Oh, buddy, well, shoot. Well, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Now, as far as the mission is concerned, using your contacts is probably going to be the easiest one. I'm going to try and contact Mr. Garibaldi on further details on what sort of backup is he sending and if they can make it in time.
Wait, you know Garibaldi?
Yes.
Yes,
He's the one who issued the mission.
Well, I'll be damned. How about that? Did he ask for me?
You know Mr. Garibaldi?
Oh, yeah, we go way back. We used to serve together a long time ago, back during the riots.
I see.
Not one of my best memories, but I know that man's a good man. I tried to do a couple favors with him at Babylon 5, and I seem to always, I don't know, end up on the wrong foot.
I think he might still be classing you as on the wrong foot at the moment.
All right. I'll tell you what, if this is a mission for Garibaldi, I'm gonna do my goddamn best for this man. Whatever is needed.
Is that to imply you were not going to do your best earlier?
It just means I'm giving 110%, that's all.
That seems like a miscalculation.
It's the human way.
So at this point, Landis just puts a
Makes no
hand
mathematical sense.
on Caravan and just go, just let it drop.
It's,
It doesn't make sense to me either. It makes sense to them. It just doesn't translate over the system.
at least it's not the Day of the Dead.
Anyway, I just got one question. In case we run across some IPX soldiers, are we to engage or consider them allies?
This is unclear. As far as we know, we are to extract the asset and smuggle her out of there.
Let's put it this way, no. When do you remember the last time IPX casually let something go out of its grasp?
Yeah, if she's got some key information, they'll go to absolute no lengths to stop.
Just remember that the cash...
But if they're there to protect her, they'll go through no lengths to protect her too. We'll try to play it safe and let's try not to shoot anybody, all right?
It's just a shame that, unfortunately, most of my contacts on Earth are IPX.
Yeah. Probably not a good idea to talk to Ivan at this moment.
No.
The guy's on my do not call list. Ever since Elias showed up last time on Babylon 5, I've been actively avoiding IPX. Been doing some more research into them. Those guys are not good. Got a whole new understanding of those guys now.
What about the Zadoras?
Say again?
Zador and his family, do you think get word out to him? Have you heard from him?
I have heard from him. I keep checking up with him every once in a while. He's dealing with his own. His dad's not doing well. He's been having to do more and more, take over the company. His dad's sick, and he's gonna have to inherit the whole thing. It's a mess. You know what's funny? It occurs to me when we first all partnered up and decided to make a go out of it. This all went tits up because Adora wanted to smuggle that gun, remember? Whole chain of events that went off. I remember being so mad at him for wanting to smuggle guns.
No, how do you think I feel? I found out he used me to smuggle that off the home world.
Yeah. It's not the first time. You know, I got in trouble when I was way younger. He did smuggle something, and then I got the blame for it. I could never get past Lieutenant. It took me years to overcome that stigma. I had to keep proving my innocence. Anyways, look at us now. We got a ship full of 100 missiles and 5 nukes.
Well, also, wasn't there that one time you and him went to the racetrack and persuaded you to pull? You had that hot tip.
Oh, we had some good times, Dora and I. He was a good captain. I miss him. I mean, no offense or anything.
Yeah, but it's...
You know what? If he had these nukes right now, man, we'd be raining in money. Let's make sure not to tell him about this, okay?
Either that, or we would be chased from one end of the galaxy to the other end of the galaxy because we're public enemy number one.
Yeah. Those were good times. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna give him a message here short in a little bit, but I'll make some calls around Mars. That just reminded me I've got a couple of people that I could try out now. A couple contacts. I've got to send. And then we'll get this Mary Kirch. And I stare a few seconds longer at the screen. Something about her.
And then we cut the next scene. You are approaching the Mars jump point, and there is the Ranger Caliban on the bridge, and both of you. So, let me get this straight. Our excuse is that we needed some supplies from the Mars colony?
Yeah. We're doing a couple pickups. We're dropping off a few things and picking up certain very special things that can only be purchased from Mars. Hey, it's a short cover that we got. Like it or not, that's what our guy would to work with.
Yes, indeed. Well, since you are the humanity expert on this ship, I trust your judgment. Pretty sure you're the only human on board. Yes. Any
Let's
other
put it
details?
this way, Calvin, that's not the only issue. Think about it. We're meant to be in Centauri warship. How many Centauris do we have?
As long as only Centauri show on the cameras, does it?
Yes.
That's all right. When we go down, it's going to be a small team. Be as innocuous as possible.
It's a question
We're
of...
going to, of course, have to leave the Narns behind.
God. Are you going to have enough men for the Norns?
Small team. Like I said, we'll pack up all of our special weapons and armor geared in these crates, make it look like these are our deliveries, just in case we arrive with anybody's suspicions.
We can
As far as
mask.
anybody knows, we're just an interspatial team going in to make a couple trades.
We could
Once we're on land. Hmm?
We could mask the Centauri to look like humans easily enough. Just need to do what Landis has done. And keep the shirt on.
Yes. The last time I checked, humans generally don't do bioscans.
Just let me do the talking. We'll be fine.
Who do you wish to bring along with you? There is the location of the hideout in the memo. We can land pretty close by. He brings up the map and points out there's a landing spot for shuttle over here, and there's also a commercial landing site for a shuttle over here. If you have, since you have graciously contacted your allies to acquire a shuttle to wait for us on the orbit, we can use that and get in.
That's the plan. That's our
Which
end.
side do you prefer, the commercial one or the one outside the colony? As far as I recall, the planet is not breathable on its own.
Oh. The less interaction with people we have, the better. The less people, I say we go outside of the colony.
Outside the colony? Very well. I do hope.
We'll dress
And-
for harsh environments.
Of course.
I want,
Who are you going to bring along with you?
all right, we're definitely leaving the Narns. Dujar, Lieutenant of Honor, staying in. I think Lannon.
Minbar? Are you sure? If anything is going to raise eyebrows in the Mars colony, it's going to be a bonehead. No,
Yeah, I think you're right. I'd like to have the extra muscle, but I agree. We
But
could
you-
bring me.
Never mind, carry on.
If we bring a couple of the Centauri, I don't know. Miana's good with electronics and stuff, and I don't have no idea what we're gonna run across with. But she's also good with. She's good. She's our next like best computer type person, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much,
She's
yes.
also our best shot.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
She can hold her own.
Not allegedly. I just remember every time when we asked her to take a shot. She is.
Boom.
Dr. Strice. Wait, Gunter, and Strice and Sergey. They're not. They're not the weapons type guys, are they? I know the doctor's not. I said we take Miana. We could possibly take Malari. And how about you, Caliban?
I'm up for the task, of course. I am an alien, but I am not as conspicuous as a Minbari. My type is commonly seen in trading colonies.
Mm.
Well, there we go. I think we got it picked out. And of course, let's see, one last thing here. Hang on. Do we need Frasia to pilot, or that's been taken care of by the shuttle pilot?
I assume that there would be a shuttle pilot.
Yeah, somebody has to take the shuttle to the orbit. But do you trust the outsider, or do you want to take your own pilot?
Frasia, you want in on this?
Hell yeah!
Your only job, though, is to stay with the ship ready. If we need a emergency exfil, we'll need you for that.
Bill?
All right. Crew set up. I want weapons loaded. I want the harsh environment, battle combat armor, just in case. We've all got friend or fire new weapons, Reese. New weapons. Computer simulated armors. I mean the computer enhanced armors for communications. And that's about it.
So you want to bring in heavy weaponry to the Mars colony?
Yes. We're gonna leave it into the crates. We're only gonna bring it. We're only gonna suit up if we need it. I want to be prepared. Shit, in case shit goes bad.
Very well then. We shall bring them along and hope there is no one checking up on what we're carrying. Anything else? Sir?
No, let's get ready.
So, a small crew of 5. It is. You sure you want to take the scientist with you? I didn't take Mr. Molari to be the...
I am open to suggestions. If you have something to say about it, I'm more than happy to hear it out and make a decision on it.
Malari, come here.
No, what? Yes, sir.
How do you want a promotion to Commodore?
Does that mean extra duties that do not involve looking at scanning data?
It's gonna mean you are on the bridge while we're potentially getting shot at, and you're just gonna field calls and tell anyone who makes inquiries that you're on private Centauri business.
Can do that. Well then,
All right, so Malara's staying behind.
I guess I better go get myself a new set of badges.
Oh,
Insignias, or whatever the humans call them.
All right. What was the other concern that you had? You're thinking it's a bad idea to bring all this weaponry on board, or what?
Well, I'm just putting it into the light. And as far as I know, it is a rebellious colony. Any heavy weaponry being brought in might be taken as an action supporting the rebellious elements of the colony by the local authorities.
Yeah. Landis, you know what? I think that was our mistake in Las Vegas. In New Las Vegas, too. We came in loaded for bear. And when your only tool is a hammer, every solution looks like a nail to you.
well, I'm thinking.
But do not take my word as a rule. I'm merely doing my job and questioning everything you do.
Hey, this is fantastic. As I'm leading the ground mission, we have to make decisions. We get presented with new information, may or may not change the way I'm thinking. We're gonna keep this quiet. Let's not load up. Nah, we need to be prepared in case shit goes bad. We're dealing with IPX. We're loading it. We'll just have to be very extra conspicuous. We'll load it up on the crates and surround it with other items so that we could so it could pass initial inspections as we're not smuggling in heavy things. Then we'll keep it on a lighter load.
Not sure.
Maybe a couple of blasters, no explosives, and just extra armor for all of us. That's about it. We'll consider it environmental, more like vacuum suits.
Vacuum sense.
Well, not vacuum suits, but dangerous environmental protection suits. It just happens to be that it's combat. It just happens to be that it's actual combat gear, combat armor.
If you think that will fool any guards, persons,
Like I said, we're gonna post it. We're gonna try to hide it in the actual crates.
I thought so.
Why do we have to hide it?
Ours has always been rebellious. The
No, but that's
Earth,
the thing.
Earth. Yeah, but here's the thing: Mars wants to be its own colony. They're tired of being under Earth's shadow, or as a satellite of it.
I'm not arguing that, but I'm just thinking about what are if we were walking in through there, what's the thing? If we were to what sort of weaponry would we be allowed with any weaponry at all for the airport, for the port, or would be denied access to our gears?
It's just security, man. Unless we're part of, unless we're authorized for weapons. Earth Alliance, they're very touchy about weapons, especially such a hot area as Mars.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of flare-ups happening right now. Earth is going through the news of the new president right now. A lot of tensions are high. Violence on the streets is not uncommon from what I've been reading on the news.
So
We just don't want to be seen on one side or the other.
Well, I'm just trying
Besides,
to.
go ahead.
I'm just trying to think how can we get weaponry past them, because if they're concerned about gun running and rebels, they might be just checking every single box no matter what comes in. Whereas they're not going to complain when their own guys come in with boxes full of PPG
You know what?
carbines.
When shit like that, if it comes to that, we'll go with Plan B. Plan B is 2,000 credits. Look the other way. That doesn't work. We'll go with Plan C.
Blast them.
Non-lethally, but yes. This is a mission for Garibaldi. It's important to him. It's important to the Rangers. I want to succeed. Something tells me this woman's important. It's an itch you can't scratch.
Is there
Can't explain it.
anything on that information card phone that might point to where she is, apart from Mars?
Mr. DM.
Where is the location of the safe house she's supposed to be in?
And it's just location, nothing about the amount of guards or how big this building is.
No, just an address.
Let's just see. Do you think we can get access to the common net just to see if we can get information on that building before we even...
Sure. Computers education, please.
Can we have
Computer
Miana
search
look it up?
Yeah, sure.
Miana, you're good at this stuff, aren't you? Why don't you look up a little, help us out and figure out...
I do
don't-
have one question for you. I hear we had millions of credits to use, and you bought me a 0 robot?
Actually, I gave everybody an extra, I doubled everybody's salary for such a fantastic job that we pulled it off. So I gave everybody a double bonus. And
yet you
they
still-
didn't have robots there. It's not the right place. I mean, unless you count. I can't. I was gonna one of those little wind-up toy robots, kind of like a Furby.
It's just... I was just like imagining like Malone just like giving her like the Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Oh, like you don't like the Furby that I got you? It's like a robot that's your pet. It comes with. It said ages 3 to 15. I promise you, Miana, when we get somewhere that has a right level, somewhere that's TL11, we'll be able to get you something cool. That's a promise.
So, you're saying if I have something, if I find a robot for sale, you will buy it for me?
Yeah, why not?
And this is when I pat no on the shoulder and go, yeah, that'll be out of your share of the pot.
Good. I will look up this address on the computer.
Thank you, Miana. Appreciate you.
Takes her about 25 seconds, and you have the Mars view. Satellite images. Zooming in. Here is the address. It is inside the Dome 052. It appears to be a part of a continuous structure. Has a single doorway that I can see from here, but according to the not Census Bureau, the Mass Building Bureau, there is a secondary entrance on an alleyway that is not visible to the scanners.
That'll be our exfiltration point right there. What's the surrounding area like?
It looks
I want to see what I want to be able to blend in.
It looks to be a quiet neighborhood. There is a route from here down to the main road that leads through the dome in a circular fashion, and it is it is next door to the industrial district.
General population, what's the numbers look like there?
This area seems to be heavily inhabited. Recorded population is standard, but as far as I can tell from these pictures, there seems to be several vagabonds in the surrounding region.
All right.
Does the Martian Building Bureau actually clarify who owns that building?
According to records, it belongs... No, this cannot be right. It belongs
What'd you find?
to the Minbar embassy.
What?
Well, it is a safe house, I suppose.
Yes, I did not know they owned this, but it is registered under their name.
Check all the other buildings around it.
I will type an algorithm, see what I can find out.
I'm just thinking, what's one way to actually make sure a safe house is safe? Secure the entire surroundings.
The surroundings are owned by various corporations and individuals of various names. The building does not classify under Minbari embassy itself, it is just owned by them. So it is under our jurisdiction.
Hey, that makes our job easier. You know what? We're gonna go in quiet. There's not gonna be like New Las Vegas. We're gonna go in cloth armor, minimal weaponry, going in the slow down low. We'll blend in with the crowd. We'll make our way to the safe house. We'll have a fast attack. We'll have a fast vehicle to leave. And when we're good and ready, Frazier, you get us the heck out of there.
Just my question is,
Good job, Miana.
Miana,
Yes, Captain?
the list of corporations for the buildings, can I just see it for a second?
Yes, sure, here is the list.
Basically, I'm just seeing, is any building openly owned by IPX?
Not that there is any of them mentioned to being IPX, but one of them is owned by a person named Elias Gray.
That mother. Show me his location now, please. Show me
Whose
that
location?
building.
Oh,
Elias is IPX.
seems to be across the street.
That's the monitoring station then.
Mr. Gray. We meet again after all these years. I know where you're at now. Thank you, Miana. This changes nothing. Plan is still the same.
Well, potentially the only reason where it would change is that building that I actually just put my finger on it, where Elias is supposed to have, might have IPX troopers waiting to run across the road.
Well, We'll burn that bridge when we cross it. We have one priority. Only one objective: exfiltration of Maria. There is no secondary objectives. If we could avoid Elias, we'll avoid him. All right. Slight change of plans. We're going to leave the armor behind. I want everybody in cloth armor. I still want, hand blasters and a few, if we could smuggle in a few, I'll smuggle in a rifle for myself. We may not need it, but we're going to keep this on the down low as much as we can. We're going to land over here, Frasier. Once we're on our way down, I want you to separate and move over here on this portion of the map. From there, we'll take ground transportation to the dome, and we'll see what happens. I want you on comms. We got long-range communications. On a dime, on a call, I want you to be able to get in within 1 minute's worth of time. Flight time, 5 minutes worth of time. Get in and rescue us if we need it. Can you handle that? All right. Everybody has their roles. Everybody has their assignments. Any last minute questions before we take off?
Not
Go
really.
ahead.
There is one tiny little. The color of my armor is hideous.
We'll have to work with that later. Maybe you could throw a shirt on top of it or something.
And make me look even more fat.
You look fantastic either way. Don't worry about it. It brings out your eyes.
You never stare me in the eyes to begin with. And she walks off.
All right, if that's the last question, let's go. Let's do this thing.
Let's take a break. See you guys in at 20 past. At the
20
latest.
past.
I need a moment.
I think the audience ships us.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
My condolences, man. See you soon.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned. Earlier this episode, you heard a planning stage. And now for the thrilling conclusion. The crew is packing up on the shuttle. It's a dingy little ship with small wings, barely fitting into the shuttle bay of the Manticore. You're loading up, and there's one of the former soldiers in Marion's command on the helm. Christopher. Yo, man. What's up?
Hey. You think I can be taking us down? Do you mind, we got a lot of, there's only a little bit of cargo here, but it's kind of sensitive, breakable. Do you mind if I have our own, pilot? She's the best. Frasier, take
Hey.
over.
You're paying me? I'm just gonna sit back and let somebody else do the work.
Fantastic. Appreciate you.
Well, at least I know.
All right, load them up.
We're not taking heavy armor. We're just taking the small
Inconspicuous
pistols,
ones.
unconspicuous items and weapons hidden among, hand weapons hidden there. That's about it.
All right, Frasier. Miana, check. Land this. Caliban.
And we're leaving Malari behind, aren't we?
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
a Centauri on the helm.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect.
Good to go. Took it down, Frasier.
Woo.
To the pre-approved rendezvous point and await our orders once we land.
The ship descends to the atmosphere. The ride is, well, not as rough as in most atmospheres, as there's barely any here. What little wind there is barely powerful enough to tickle your ship, as rusty as it is. And landing is perfection. Not even a little jostle. You are outside the dome. You can see it from the window just over there. Against the sea of red. The domicile made out of transparent something glass, assumably. Well, you would know better. It's reinforced future material, unspecified.
Asta steel.
Yes, something along those lines. Transparent aluminium or something.
That's a Voyage Home reference.
That's actually something that they have discovered, that if you do press aluminium hard enough, it becomes transparent.
Sweet.
But it's too expensive for mass production at the moment, as far as I know.
This is the thing, is we can make quite a lot of miraculous things, but like the cost for doing it.
It's like you have actually we have discovered how to make lead into gold. It just takes a star to do it. The energy of a star to do it. So it's not worth it.
It takes scientists to discover the thing can be done. It takes engineering to make it viable to be done.
Exactly. And it takes sales to make people buy it.
But luckily, this transparent aluminum is a lot cheaper to manufacture in lower G gravity like Mars.
Either way,
Please continue with your description.
future tech has made it made it cheaper to manufacture. But yes, your ship is landed. You are kitted out. You take these little breather units that you need to survive the Martian atmosphere. And radiation is less. It should not be a problem in such a short jaunt.
I'd made arrangements to have a vehicle meet us here for transportation.
By the way, roll me a either deception or a streetwise check.
Absolutely.
You may use intellect or education or social at your just let me know which one.
Okay, we'll do. Streetwise.
Let me pop this off first. It's this is literally the first roll of the night. Oh, freaking amazing. All right. Streetwise. Let's go with intellect.
Damn it, I was trying to get us through the entire session without a roll.
Wow, rolled a natural 1.
Only one natural one though, not doubles.
Yes.
So take your blessings where you can find them, I suppose. Wrong window, wrong window, wrong window, right window. Right. So yeah, there comes this 6-wheeler, like sort of looks like the moon buggy, but with bit more space on it. There's wheels jumping up and down over the rocks and seems to bounce a little as it's a low gravity world. You're used to it, but to a Centauri who's never seen an Earth vehicle like this, it looks like some sort of an insect with the wheels jumping over rocks. While the vehicle itself is staying completely like flat, not just
It's like a flat. It's like a flatbed with like 3 wheels on one side, 3 wheels on the other, and it does like one of these.
Yeah, the wheels do but the carriage itself stays stable-ish.
It's just the wheels that right.
All right. We
There's
got
a-
ourselves a dune buggy.
There's a guy in what looks like an old NASA astronaut suit. Sitting at the wheel. Stopping next to the shuttle.
Right here, and I'll introduce myself briefly, shake hands, and hand them the prearranged credits and instructions to the prearranged credits. All right, we're just gonna be loading up a little bit, making a visit. I need you to stay I need you to wait up about an hour and a half or less. Bring us back here when we're done with an exchange. You're in out and you got paid the second part of your payment on our return.
Copy that. I will be sticking around. Can I go inside?
Yeah, you want something? We got some fresh water bottles.
Cool. Got any beer?
No. Not that type of a crew.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah. Meantime, we'll load up a little bit of the faux cargo.
Yeah.
Load us up as best as we can.
This is what I'm trying to remember. We're needing rebreathers on, aren't we, at the moment?
You what?
Rebreathers.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're needing oxygen masks.
The breather is a little light armor. We don't need the full outside suits because we're going to be spending inside of the dome. If we're going to be spending it outside of the dome, that's when the heavy combat and blah blah blah. Doesn't matter.
The wind on Mars is fast. It's so fast it just feels like it's scraping the skin. But even as fast as it is, it would be tornado speeds on Earth. Over here, it just feels like a little tingling as it scrapes off your beard and face, where there is not the mask. Just
Atmosphere's not as thick.
yeah. So the
It's like
power,
that feeling when you get in the shower and it hits you in the face, and all the water bounces against you. It's like that, except with sand.
Similar, but doesn't feel like it hurts. It just tingles. Yeah. however.
Sand. I've never liked sand. It's coarse and irritating.
I don't like the sound on.
So there's a village
Yeah,
over
no.
there with women and children.
Oh boy! All right, please continue.
Carlos the Sandwalker.
I was trying to meme that the
Skywalker.
Anakin Skywalker. Yeah.
Yeah, we all got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. How many? Right. So we've done one Star Wars film. We've done one Star Trek film.
Starship Troopers is next, buddy.
Starship Troopers.
Farscape.
We take inspiration from everywhere.
That doesn't have films though, so.
Farscape was good.
Yeah. So, Firefly.
Oh yeah.
So, you take your little buggy and you head over the sandy deserts. The few miles you are off the settlement, you come to the airlock for vehicles. As you are stopped between the two metal doors before let into the dome, the air comes in, and so does a guard with a little clipboard in hand. He has this grey uniform, serious expression on his face, some black sash around his arm. And he looks at you. Where's Jeff? This is his buggy.
Say again?
Where's Jeff? This is his buggy.
Isn't he driving it? Ah, he's driving it. Jeff.
I'm confused here, Wooster.
Ah,
Isn't
no,
Jeff
be-
the guy that I gave him the cash to drive?
Yeah.
No.
He went into the shuttle, didn't he?
No. No. The guy in the suit is there. Driving the vehicle.
One more time. I couldn't hear that.
The guy in the suit is still is driving the vehicle.
Okay.
Ooh.
What's the guy's name that you're looking for? Roger?
Jeff.
Jeff. Here's Jeff. I extend out my hand and insert a whole lot of more credits. 2,000 more creds to this to the guard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here's Jeff. This will clear that
Oh,
up.
I'm sorry. I did not recognize you. New hairdo.
I get that a lot.
Never mind that. Carry on. Open it up.
Told you. Plan B. Always be prepared.
And you enter the streets, and the first thing you notice is there seems to be some sort of protest going on. There's a group of people with banners and stuff, and they're yelling, "Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up!" with a sign that has the President of Earth Alliance with bars over his bars in front of his head. Lock him up! Lock him up! And then there's
Fantastic.
another protest going on, perpetrated by guys in grey suits, as they are trapping some of these people, and this turns into a rout as people start to get away, as So some of them are just being tackled and pummeled into the ground.
Are those
See what I mean?
Night watch?
They seem to have the black sashes on their arms.
I'd like to scan the crowd for any familiar faces.
Roll me investigation with intellect.
Where'd it go? There we go. Eight.
Who are you looking for?
My days here, there's been a lot of military people and a few casual people that I've run across of in my old life, maybe in the last 5-10 years. It's been a while since I've been back to Mars. I'm looking for any familiar faces,
Old
military, especially
compatriots.
military going into the ex-military, joining up with the Black Sashes.
Oh yeah, you do recognize. I recognize one of them. You may name
Hey, I
him.
know that guy.
Yeah.
Siding with the... I thought I trained him better.
Yeah. Well, he's partaking in cuffing a man on the ground, while another security officer is standing on his back. You're going in for a long time, boy.
Oh boy. Come on. I told you it'd be dangerous here.
Hey, come on, Foggy. These guys have standards.
Oh no. Come on, Jeff. Keep moving along. We can't be getting held up over here.
Okay.
And
As I can't get
as we're passing by, I'm gonna just keep staring daggers at this at that scene, shaking my head.
Well, you how close do you want to drive this thing? Right next to the address, or
No.
Uh,
Drive past. Drive past so we can have a look at it, but then park a block off out of sight.
There's a section that we saw that was blind to the scanners. That's going to be our exfiltration point. We're going to get close to that, spot so that we'll have to, walk to where we're needed to.
well, unfortunately, the scanners can't tell you how it is because it's blind.
No, but I mean, previously when we looked through the top, we'd found. So we're going to, yeah. The point is, we're going to not drive up straight to it. We're going to move like a block away from there and
You
walk
try
to the...
to get through the alleyways. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So as you drive past it, the street is rather quiet. It's off the center and not a lot of drive through. There's a few shops here and there. Those sort of quiet ones with a pawn shop there and a few beggars there and yeah, usual what you find in colonies like this, especially in the poor districts that are close to the noisy businesses. You can smell the fumes of the industrial part as you drive past the building.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as you can see, there seems to be no one visibly observing you in any great detail.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here. These protests have always happened. I used to I used to be on that side before, locking all these guys up, knocking heads. Sometimes people just need to get hit. Violence has never been the answer. Damn it. All right. I gotta get my head in the game. All right, we're here. We're gonna go in stealthily, corner to corner, be as quiet as possible. Do not arouse any suspicions once we get in close. Where
Show up on
the little section over here. Go here, corner, go, go, go. Our goal is to get to this section here. It's blinded by a few cameras. We'll knock a few times. We should get a response. Caravan, you know the way to greet, right? The secret passwords. Special knock.
Yes.
All right. Stay close by. We go in. We do this smoothly. We go out. We go out quietly just as easily. And we get out of here. No distractions. Okay? Let's move.
As you are, say, getting ready, you have to stop the vehicle as it kind of get into the smaller, narrower corridors between the buildings. It seems like the New York alleys you see in the movies, just barely enough for two men to pass by, just so. But definitely too small for the vehicles. And as you are trying to get there, Malone spots something passing by. It seems to be Elias Gray walking towards the building he seems to own. He has not spotted you yet, but roll me stealth.
Just out of curiosity, would Landis remember Elias from a memory, I wonder?
Oh, what's he in the memory with?
I think he wasn't he?
Was Mr. Gray in the memory?
No, not at all.
Isn't it? It was
Oh.
There was an IPX officer, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was an IPX. He's the IPX officer, but I don't think you were.
Maybe he did. It's been a while. Holy shit. Look at that. Natural 6 and a 5.
So you managed to dive in the cover just as Mr. Gray turns to look towards the alleyway. Noticing someone else, but not you. You're just behind the structure as he continues forward. When you peek back, he's gone from view.
You recognize him?
That's a guy. When all the shit was done, and all the bodies were left out, and I was there bleeding and dying and barely hanging on to life. He was the last thing that I saw. I think it's because of him that I survived. But I think it's because of him that we were there in the first place. And I think it's because of him that I lost my memories. I have questions for that man. And I want answers.
I just put my hand on Noah's shoulder and I go, I want you to have those answers, my friend, but now is not the time for it.
Yeah. We have our mission. Priority number 1. No distractions. Besides, Mr. Gray, now I know where to find you. All right, hang on. Wait a couple seconds. I'm gonna cross this. I'm gonna cross the section. Make sure it's clear. I'll signal to you.
Landis,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you to roll a few dice.
Yes. Which ones?
Deception, please.
Can I try it as a carouse on the social?
No.
Damn it. I do have deception anyway.
It is
deception
deception education.
Oh.
This is to relate to your disguise as a human.
Ah.
It's an easy check, but a check nonetheless.
Yeah, you had to drink me.
Yes, I had. So, as you're sneaking past the alleyways, there's a few vagabonds there that you are trying not to
Attract the attention of.
annoy.
Oh.
As you pass them, you dodge a cardboard box, turning around a bit to make sure you're not stepping on anything. When you turn around again, you clash into someone. It's a local human, and your ponytail gives up, and your hair jumps up, used to being on a fan formation. And you're Centauri?
How would you like to respond with that?
Bloody bad hair.
Ah,
You never get it stay down.
never seen a Centauri before. This is awesome. Hey guys, there's Centauri here.
Hey, buddy, pal, come here.
Ah,
How you doing? Let me have a chat with you for a second here.
well, but I was talking with Centauri over here.
That's fine. Yeah, I understand. Listen. We're trying to do a thing. We're trying to keep on the down low. You think you could be a pal? And make sure to keep my friend Fred here company while we do our thing, and be a little bit more discreet. Yeah.
Oh,
Fred is obviously another
handshake.
a couple another handshake.
Yeah. You got it, pal. Appreciate you, okay?
I'm going to take the Fred to.
Yes.
Yeah, why don't you go get
For dinner.
Fred something to eat? I'd appreciate that.
Get
Yes.
Fred a drink.
Yes, that's a good idea. Yes. And apparently Fred takes him for a speedy outing as he dashes out of the.
How
Yeah.
much are you using to bribe your way through the city? I'm wondering. How many Franklins are you putting in those hats?
So far I spent $5,500. I think with what I just gave him, he'll be able to take out the entire neighborhood out for a drink. So get your shit together. No more distractions. I need you to be subtle, quiet, just like in training. I don't want this to be a new Las Vegas situation. Come on,
So-
we're almost there. Let's go.
So as you get closer, you can essentially feel that it's just behind the corner where you're headed to when you hear from a side corridor voice. It is Mr. Gray's voice as he speaks. It's been a long day, but thank you for keeping an eye on. Yeah, you know, gotta do what you gotta do for the country, for the Alliance. You gotta make Earth great again.
Oh no!
Fucking hell!
Say,
The best part of that is that you're in a fucking suit.
Aye. So, what do you think about the new vice president? I don't know. I don't really agree with Zadora's views, but we'll see about it. Now, carry on the guard. I will be taking a little rest. Can I bring you something? Yeah, bring me a beer too. And if you can, stop the Obamacare.
Fantastic. I hate this guy so fucking much.
So, so then you hear footsteps going away.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently behind the corner is somebody keeping an eye on it.
There's a guard there. See if I get my situational awareness correct. There's a guard there. Somewhere he's an obstacle between us and our destination, right?
Yep.
Can I see him, or can I do a peek to see? Try to do an unobserved peek at him so I could get a better perspective.
I do believe that is stealth. Quite literally stealth action to be inconspicuous enough to peek without them noticing you.
Hold up. We got one tango. Be ready to move on my go.
9.
9. You peek around from the corner. And yeah. You can see a guy in a blue hat leaning back, has a quite clear gun on his belt. It's a PPG there. Is smoking something and tapping a foot on the ground. Just looking at this one door and occasionally glancing around, and you duck just behind the corner, just as he's turning his head towards you.
All right. There's one guard there. Let's keep an eye out. I don't think we're going to be able to get past him. Brought a zapper. We try to take him out silently. Caliban.
Yes.
As soon as I get this guy knocked out, or as soon as we on the word go, we're gonna engage. We're gonna take care of this guard. I need you to immediately do what you gotta do to get Maria to come with us. Make your presence known. Do your special knock. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Miana, I want you to keep. Do you see any security terminals, anything around? You know how to disable them. Keep the comms open.
Hey, take a look. She pulls up a. I see. You thought I wouldn't see you. Boop. You're dead.
All right. Landis, you're with me. We're going to take care of this guard.
So you get a surprise round. What is it that you do?
I would like to rush him. I would like to bear hug him and hold his mouth shut. While then afterward, Landis takes the zapper and tries to...
Stun him.
That's exactly right.
Okay. So, shall we wrangle?
We shall wrangle.
He gets a disadvantage for being surprised.
It's been a while since I've done this.
Sorry.
Melee unarmed, right? There we
Yes,
go.
indeed.
Oh. Keep forgetting it's melee.
Fantastic. Here we go. 11.
You win! You win by 3, so you charge in and he goes, hey, you there! Ooh. Linus, your turn. You get an
Okay.
advantage to hit as he is being grappled. He is struggling still.
So what would I use for the zapper? Would that be
Stunner.
That would be
it's like a
basically-
melee hit?
if it's a zoom stunner, that's a gun combat, and if it's a
Yeah,
whack stunner, then it's melee
couldn't be
combat.
melee. Well, I'm guessing the way Malone's discussed this, is it actually like a taser or is it more like a
Stun baton. Which one?
Stun baton, yeah.
Stun
stun
baton.
baton? So melee then, okay.
Yeah, melee. You can use your sword skill.
Ooh, thank you.
It's not a slicing weapon, but come on. I
Yeah,
have been
the
thinking
stats are the same. It's just instead of slashing, you're zapping.
Yeah, 12.
That hits. What's the stun button damage? Oh,
I lost the book. I have it. Oh, maybe I have it actually written down right here. Under combat. Stun baton 2d6.
2d6.
2
Roll
dice.
me.
And it bypasses armor.
I cannot believe that.
But plus you get the whatever difference from, because you rolled high on 12. So if he's at a 9, you get another plus 3. So that's a total of 6, and it bypasses his armor.
Yeah.
If I'm seeing it, if I'm thinking about it, if I'm doing the math in my head correctly.
You are doing your math correctly, but unfortunately the hit discharges too little electricity and the man is still struggling. So it is now the next round and we have to roll initiative.
Okay, here we go. This is not, we don't get a bonus because we didn't really have a plan here.
Yeah.
Or did we?
But that's technically a plan, you got an automatic turn.
Yeah, there we go. I just didn't want to roll another tic tacs to add, you know, to.
What's that with me and
So Malone goes first. Second is him, and then it's Landis.
I'm gonna try to rearrange myself to a chokehold while still maintaining his mouth closed, and I'm gonna try to squeeze him to pass out since he's still been shocked a bit.
So you're
Hold him
trying to
and-
do two things at the same time: choke him and keep him from yelling out help.
Yeah. I'd rather keep him from yelling out help.
Yeah.
So you can do both with a disadvantage or just one.
One. I'm gonna keep him from yelling out help.
Okay. So roll me a rank.
Wrangle. Jeez.
Yeah, another chance. You rolled. Oh well.
Jeez.
It's like you are focused on the skill.
Yeah.
despite-
How Blinky puts it. He can't yell if he can't breathe.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. And he can do something else.
Malone, I
Well-
thought you weren't meant to bring your guns to the show.
Oh, funny.
Okay, it's his turn, and he's trying to wrangle out of it. So roll me a wrangle again.
Oh boy.
He's probably doing that thing where he elbows me.
He is doing the thing where he elbows you. He
Does it-
manages to thump, get out of that, and it's Landis' turn next.
What is it? It's sign, solar plexus, instep, groin, nose.
Yeah. And Landis gets to act before he does anything else. He doesn't. You don't get the advantage now that he's no longer grappled, but
Oh yeah, I'm just going to be taking that baton and we batter up
batter up, boys.
into the gut. And,
You have a target number of 9.
okay. Blade weapons. 12.
Well, fantastical.
And then roll in damage.
Other 2d6. 5.
Yeah, that's enough.
damage.
They can. You had 2 hit points left, so your minimum damage would have been enough. They just and falls on the ground just after being released. Just coming out of his mouth before they have it.
And it's. I just
And-
grab the
What's
guy, pull him away into a corner and place him. Double check his vitals and make sure there's nothing in there that he could, gag on, Just make sure his airway's clear.
Smart. Roll me medic. Since this is a human and your experience in treating human is
I
limited.
don't have medic there. So 2d6 negative what? 3?
Negative 3, yes.
Oh, 8.
Exactly the target number. Congratulations. You saved your enemy's life.
Well,
His chest
ironic.
is moving up and down.
Yeah.
And his single heart seems to be beating. Oh right, humans don't
Yeah,
have
that's
one.
weird.
Hey,
I'm just like,
check for ID or anything. See if he's got anything on him.
yeah, so I'm just
Meanwhile-
patting them.
There's a knock on the door as Calavan is going to it. You don't. It doesn't seem even that special. He just knocks the door. Huh? And
Sorry.
soon, the door opens. And you do see the lady opening the door. It is Marie Kirkish. And she looks at. I wasn't. Well, beggars can't be choosers. She raises her eyes and spots Noah. And she stops there. Colonel. Shit! The door closes.
Fuck.
Run up. Hey, we're here to rescue you. Marie. Garibaldi sent me. Come on, we gotta get out of here. Marie, come on. Don't make me bust down this door.
No, we can't stay out here all day.
Fuck it. Get ready for fast exfiltration. One.
I pull my
Two.
PG out.
I'm gonna bash this door down.
I do believe that is a regular strength check.
It's like, how strong is the door?
Ooh, did not roll good. Just state. Wait, strength or there's an actual known thing for this? Athletics, something or other.
Ah, athletic strength. Yes, yes, there is.
Yeah,
Do you have ranks in that?
I'm actually very well trained in this. Do you want to add the +2, or do you want me to just reroll?
Just add the
Actu-
+2. Just
Actually,
that's all.
I think it's +4, isn't it?
What does it say? It has a strength in it, so just look at the ranks.
It's at level 2, and it says my total is 4.
Yeah, level 2, so +2. Because strength is already counted in it, and the skill counts the strength, so just ranks, so that's 10, and 10 is enough to get through that door.
There we go.
So you bash the door in, and you find that blonde lady with a pistol trained at you. Stay back.
lady, we gotta go. Oh, how do you know me? Who are you?
Yeah, that's not convincing, is it? No.
That's good. That's actually about the size of the show. They have tiny freaking pistols. I hate it. Their pistols are like...
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah. Lady, we're not here to harm you. We're here to rescue. We're here to take you to Garibaldi.
How do I know
Caliban, tell her.
How do I know it's you? How do I know you are what you say you are?
I could show you some ID.
Like that is going to help.
You wanna? I don't know.
You work
What
for
do you
the
want to
government.
say?
You're not taking me alive.
Well, that's
Well-
the plan. Yeah, we're not here to harm you. We're here to rescue you. Listen, we're working for the Minbari Council. You're in a Minbari safe house. We're here to get you out of here with Ranger 1, Green Ranger 1. Caliban, don't...
What the heck is a ranger? That like some sort of military thing?
Lady, I don't got time for this.
And I'm going to rush at her and try to knock her out.
So, first of all,
So it's kidnapping, guys.
you get them in time. So, she takes a shot at you. Let's see, charge it.
Absolutely.
She's about to hit you. So, do you wish to dodge or soak it?
I wish to dodge.
Remind
Wait, if I dodge, that'll give me disadvantage to try to get her, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Also, you can
I'm
only
gonna
dodge melee weapons. If you dodge a bullet, you are diving into cover, actually.
yeah. I'm gonna soak it.
You're gonna soak it. Ouch. 14 damage.
14 damage. 14 minus 8. 6 of that gets through.
It's just a flesh wound.
But with that, I'm gonna try to just like grapples. I'm gonna stun her.
I don't think I want to punch her. That'd be kind of... That's not a thing that Malone likes to do anymore.
So, What do you do?
But I want to subdue her in a peaceful way.
So you want to grapple her?
Yeah. I think that's the best. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Grapple and disarm.
Here we go.
While this is happening, Landis will be coming in and he's going to be pulling out his PPG.
You don't have enough successes to take her weapon off, but it is enough to grapple her. And then Landis moves.
Yeah, I'm just going to come up and I'm just going to prime the PPG and I'm going to say, lady, we're trying to help. We've been told to extract you, but I don't want to harm you.
Persuasion, please. No using social.
So what am I using for this?
Intellect.
Intellect. Six. Surely I should be getting a boon. I mean, I'm holding a gun to her while she's in a situation where she's grappled at the same time.
You make
you
a
arguing
fair
for this?
argument. You make a fair argument.
It's just, in my mind, that would put her more amenable, the way I would look at it. In that case, that would make it 10.
That would make it 10. That would be a +4.
She seems to pacify from that.
Now, Malone, can you
Yeah.
let her go?
Yeah. Sorry about that, lady. I don't want to hurt you. Honestly, fuck, that hurt. You got good aim. Come on.
No.
We're ready to go. Get the whatever you need. We've made enough noise. We only got a few minutes left before Gray notices that something's wrong. He's been keeping an eye out on this
Gray is
location.
here?
Yes, he's right across the street. We took out his man. He's been watching you this whole time.
Shit. Yes, fine. Let's go.
Come on, nanobots, do your thing.
You used the wrong magic word.
Please?
No.
Nanobots.
Nanny bots, yes. Come on, nanny. I forgot they're nanny bots.
I'm gonna hold in my shoulder, look out the door that I busted through, make one last signal out. Miana, we're going out hot. Be ready to move. Let Fraser know.
Yes, we do have a problem. I did miss a sensor and it registered gunfire. We do have incoming patrols this way. Lucky, most are still arresting the protesters, but we are still being... Listen.
Maria, we got company. We gotta go now. Now.
Heating up the engine.
All right. Maria, get your...
I'm literally just waiting on Maria so that we can take off.
Yeah. She's like... she's arrived and it's like... Buggy? What? We gonna fight out of here?
We're gonna drive out of here it's a few minutes drive out of here. Police are on their way. Once we get out, we're gonna fly out. Come on, let's go. We're keeping this on the down low.
So, your exit strategy, is it deception or is it trying to outrun the guards? of the battle.
This is where I'm going to go. Man, can you maybe put the suggestion that there is gunfire going in other parts of the city also?
Yeah, see if you could delay them a bit.
One of you roll me 2d6.
Your suggestion, man. I believe
Actually,
you.
roll me 3d6. It's a disadvantage. It's a alien
Oh,
system.
3d6, okay.
Hmm.
666. No.
Nope.
5 from the dice.
No.
Distraction granted. There is no gunfire on the other side of the dome. They seem to be sending response teams immediately, but there are still some headed for our way. I will try to calculate where they are going.
Mm-hmm.
If you take this route and this route. So, who's so blah. You do get to roll something or another.
Some sort of drive to get us there either the fastest way possible.
I was thinking something, but since I can't think of anything, no check. So, you make it back to the airlock. The airlock guard seems to have been increased. There's now there's now 2 of them outside of the airlock. And one of them steps forward to your vehicle going, "Sorry, sir. No one. This airlock is out of business for the while being. No exit, no entrances."
Oh, well, listen, I've got special permission right here. Fred and Wilma said everything would be all right. Just check it out.
There's literally 10K.
Okay, probably an easy persuasion check, please.
With intellect. Oh, can I use my social?
Easy is target number 6.
It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
you can-
It's all the same.
you can
It's all
use-
the same.
You can use social for this. Your alpha lanes.
I think I just hit it, and then there it is. 13.
Yes, that definitely succeeds. Oh,
It's actually a condemnation of how corrupt
Yeah.
the security forces.
And the night watch officer looks confusedly at your hand for a moment, and then his eyes brighten up, and he looks up and says, "Oh, pardon me, officer. I did not recognize you out of uniform. Please carry on." Oh, this one is from the headquarters. It's a major. Ah, right. Okay. And they are letting you through to the airlock and
This
out
is
of it.
what I did wrong in my in our Centauri run. I should have just paid off all those Centauri guards.
Mars is very, very, very much like Tijuana, Mexico.
Every problem is solvable with enough pesos. Even
This
better
is
with
for
the
sure.
US dollars.
This is for sure. Bribery works really well on Mars.
I don't think it's just bribery works on Mars. Bribery just works amongst humans.
That's true.
You
However, Fred and Wilma, man, that was expensive. That was
you needed to
10K ought to
roll
do it.
4 to succeed on that. No, you needed to roll 3 to succeed on that, so only Snake Eyes would have failed.
oh shit.
Though
Stakes were
the
high.
amount of bribes was counted in your difficulty.
It's like afterwards when IPX is looking at it, how the hell did they get in? I don't know, but half the security guards have like retired.
Half of the security guards are driving brand new cars. I gave them enough to like buy like a couple cars. Yeah.
They're gonna buy their own island. I hear Cellini is good this time for you.
Malone's never, ever had this much money. He just, the numbers are boggling to him. Whereas before he scrimped and saved, now it's like, you mean I could just solve all my problems with money? Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
not good with money. Malone is not good with money after with large amounts after all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frogskana makes a point. If you had rolled the double ones, that would have been the one uncorrupted on all of the planets.
It's either that or this is the card that he takes bribes in like land deeds, not in petty cash.
I'd like to introduce you to Mr. White. Mr. Whitehouse. That's right. You own the White House.
No. But on the serious note, with us joking, we do not not condemn. No, we do not condone
We condemn
bribery.
bribery.
We don't condone the act of bribing anyone to act against their
Well,
official duties.
Except we condone the act of you bribing us by subscribing to our channel.
That's not bribery.
That's chilling out.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd love to see a few of you, Fred and Wilma, us.
Yeah.
Also, this is an excellent segue to thank you, Blinky, for subscribing to the channel. Your
Yes.
subscription is appreciated. Now, where were we? Oh yes, you get out and
Yep.
you get your buggy to roll over the sandy dunes of Mars. There's no good silence, as there's not enough air to have a proper conversation outside. Your radar units hissing as you skid over the sands, eventually coming to your ship. Still waiting there. Its engines open and its engines roaring in the darkness of the setting sun. And you stop there. You unload yourselves, get inside the shuttle, and leave without further hassle.
All right, lady. Now you want to kind of explain why you shot me?
While he's doing that, I'm literally getting everyone onto the shuttle, making sure the ramp's raised.
I thought
and then
we're taking off. We're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're taking off, like heading towards the orbit.
and I'll be heading to the cockpit.
Because you're military.
Ex-military. After the last time I was here, I'm done fighting their wars.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I was
You know me. How? Why? You seem familiar. Something about you.
You don't remember me?
No, should I? When did we meet?
We met at the dig site in Syria Plenum. The one with the spider ship?
I remember the spider ship. Remember IPX. I remember Eliza Gray.
Would I be able to hear that from the cockpit?
It's a very small shuttle.
You just hear Landis shout out and goes, Ma'am, has memories from it, they aren't the best of whatever happened there.
I think
Yeah,
Elias Gray did something. There's a blank spot here. It's gotten better, but I don't remember you at all. But I do. I get this.
It sounds like telepathic blockage.
Yeah. I think some telepathic brain damage going on.
I see what. Either way, I must get to Garibaldi as soon as I can. He was the. He has connections. He needs to know.
Don't worry, that's our next destination. We got a transport ship here. We got something really big. As soon as you're on, we're on our way there.
Just at the word transport ship, there's like a humph from Landis. Transport ship indeed.
Yes. Soon enough, you are in the orbit, sliding into the docking bay of the Manticore, your small transport vessel.
Mm.
Yeah, we like to keep it subtle around here. Welcome aboard the Manticore. You'll be safe with us.
Some Centauri design. Well done. It is a Centauri ship. Is a Centauri? What?
Yes, with a Centauri captain that thankfully you didn't shoot at.
I'm sorry, introductions. How rude of me this entire time, Weeb. This is Captain Landis Cortez, the House Cortez. Noah Malone, you know me, Ranger 1 Calavan. I think you should.
Actually,
You
I
know-
am not Ranger one. I'm just an ordinary Ranger.
Yeah, we've been getting all your titles confused, haven't we?
Every once in a while when I get shot, I have these certain little nanny bots that go in and repair the wounds. You can see they're already starting to do work, but it takes away from my brain power. Sorry, I forget stuff sometimes.
Nanobots?
It's a long story. Let's just say I have a self-repairing advanced little machines that fix me up whenever I get hurt.
I think the
Am I sharing too much again? I have a tendency to do that.
Do you trust everyone in here?
Everybody in here is absolutely trustworthy.
Well, speaking of advanced technology, they found another one of those spy ships in Ganymede, near the colony.
what?
I'm trying
There's
to
more.
get this to Garibaldi. He says he can help.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got all the details. You've got all that intel on you. Yeah, we're gonna let Garibaldi know. How is he involved in all this?
You don't remember him either?
I mean, of course I remember Garibaldi, but he's just Babylon 5 guy. I guess Earth Alliance doesn't need to know about all this, doesn't he?
I don't know, but he says he has connections and people.
Yes, and we're one of them. How do you think we're here rescuing you?
Yes.
He redirected us from another mission.
I see. I apologize.
Quarters are here. I hope this is all right. I mean,
It's
kind of short notice.
It's doing the tour. I'm just like squawking orders to.
Are those nuns or something?
Oh yeah, we are non-aligned space alliance group here. We accept all kinds.
That explains why the pilot is a Drazi female.
And one of the best at that. She's gotten out a lot of scrapes. Garibaldi, this mission was very important for us. We're gonna get you there. We got the best of the best. That was Frazier, by the way. She's fantastic. Miana Vessa. Great at computers, things like that. And a fantastic shot. One of the best around for it when it comes to technology.
Only because you cannot aim for shit.
It's true. I got shaky hands. So, you were there at Mars when that happened. Why can't I remember you?
I cannot answer that part. All I can say is if it wasn't for you and your arrival, thanks to Mr. Gray's help, we wouldn't have survived, any of us. The thing went berserk. Don't know if it was something we did, but either way, one so close to habitation on Ganymede can also, the government is planning to use that ship's technology to boost their own ships.
They don't realize there's no using them. They use us.
That's what I tried to tell them. They didn't listen. And this is where we end the episode. A bit early, but this went quicker than I thought.
This was a good spot to end it at. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Well, we have one less person.
Yeah. Less banter between you guys. Dang.
I don't know. I think we did all right. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? We had some fucking great moments.
Yeah. I know.
No,
With
but I
3
think we were
people, there's 50% more.
I think we were also just keeping that wee bit tighter
Yeah.
than letting it get too far off the beaten
You were
track.
going through this planning session so fast, I was like, oh, jeez, I'm gonna panic now. How am I gonna make this last?
Like Wooster's going, shit, I had planned like an hour of them, just John derailing it with some political discussion, then analysis on a film, and then an analysis on a book.
We could do all of that. We could still do all that. Story
Yeah.
analysis.
Well then, that was the episode. I hope you liked all the little tidbits and Easter eggs.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of loose ends. This is like a mystery box writing.
Mm.
That was fucking fantastic,
I
dude.
can
For
believe
reals, I
that.
love that. I love the. I like the protest.
An
like
anonymous fan has donated this.
Oh really? That is
Yes.
fantastic. I love that.
It's this is the thing. It's like thinking about a lot of these things about, especially when we're talking about stuff like the use of force and protests there, and I think it's one of these more difficult ones to answer. Is like, what is the most appropriate level of force there?
Well, the thing of that a little bit I was trying to portray it shittily was Malone, who was involved in the original.
Yeah.
He was on the police side, and he was a fucking bully.
Yeah.
He was not. Looking back, Malone just regrets everything.
Hmm?
That whole incident. That's not him anymore.
Mhm.
But it is still him, you know?
I mean, it's like
It is
I'm
a part
looking.
of him he would not have
Mm.
if he could.
It's because I've been looking at like I think everyone's. I think I would be more afraid of someone who can go through life without evaluating what they've done. There, if someone's been able to go, yeah, I did this. I have no regrets. I wouldn't have done anything differently. Then,
I find people are weird.
mm,
The yin and yang symbol is really good because you have the
Mm.
white symbol with a little bit of darkness. You have the pure
mhm,
white with just a little bit of dark in it. And that's okay.
yeah,
Then you have the pure black with
Yeah.
just a little bit of white in it. And that's okay
Just
too.
Sliver of hope.
mhm,
There's good and all bad, and there's bad
Right.
and all good people. And it changes daily. It changes
Yeah.
year to year. Did you know that every 7 years we're completely brand new? Every single cell in our
Oh, yeah.
body is rebuilt every 7 years.
Did you know?
7 years ago, I was a completely different person.
Did you know that every 7 years the Vulcans have a bonfire?
if you know your Star Trek bonfire is their
Let's not
biological
go
arch.
to that.
I'll leave it at that.
Is it NSFW?
Yes, it is.
Should I look up some Rule 34 about it?
No, you shouldn't.
Oh boy.
It's, I
So-
think a lot. Talking about protests there, how is Portland?
So this is fantastic news for me to share.
Mhm.
The governor and the mayor finally kicked out the DHS and the border patrol or at least they stopped the feds from protesting 2 nights ago. And guess what happened? 100% peaceful protest. Not a single incident happened afterward. And now we're going on night number 2, and hopefully more of the same.
Yeah.
It's almost like it was a direct escalation of things. Here's how the best how somebody put it. We started off protesting in t-shirts,
Mhm.
and then they gassed us.
Yeah.
So we brought gas masks.
Yeah.
So then they started shooting us with rubber, non-lethal bullets. So then we put on little bits of body armor. So then
Mhm.
they started aiming at people's heads.
Yeah.
So at each point, I mean, now that's why all the photographs is now like people with like fucking, helmets and body armor and gas masks and goggles, because it's just escalation upon escalation.
Yeah.
But the people are being heard. The protests, or at least for last night and the night before, were
Yeah.
beautifully peaceful, no incidents.
Did you see the one? It was from Flint, Michigan, right at the start. It was the police, the sheriff, Chris Swanson.
No.
Basically, as he said, from a tactical point of view, what he did was against every single piece of the book, because his men, him and his men, they're all in their tactical gear just in case it was to kick off. As he's saying, the last thing he was saying, him and his officers, the last thing they were wanting to see was a riot. The last thing they were wanting to see was to see people get hurt. They understood that people wanted to protest. They wanted it to be peaceful. And it's one of the things that he saw was it wasn't just people in the crowd. There was kids. There was it was families in the crowd there.
Protests are a fantastic place to take your kids.
And what he ended up doing was he took all his gear off, walked to the front, and actually talked to them. And he's saying, "Look, the only reason why I'm here, my officers are here, is to protect your right to protest. That's it.
Like I said, man, there's good and there's bad. We can't judge all the same, and people are complicated.
Yeah. You know, the people I really feel bad for is is all the black cops.
Yeah.
Or not just the black ops, it's any cop of color.
There's a lot of good cops.
Yeah, there's a lot of good cops.
They're being asked to do a bunch of messed up stuff at the moment. But times are changing. Tensions are high. And things will be better. I think things are looking up. Right now is at its darkest moment. You watch any moment. This is that part of the story where we get what we want, and then we pay the heavy price. And it feels like the heroes are at their worst. They're on the verge of losing. They can't see any way out of the darkness that they're in. But they know that if they just use that little bit extra bit of strength and use the lessons learned during the montage portion of the storyline, those lessons will help them overcome. And they will return triumphant, having changed. We're just at the pay the heavy price moment. That's all.
Yeah.
Technically, I think, honestly, right now we're in the montage moment where we're learning to adapt to the situation. And there's some successes and there's some failures.
I think the heavy price moment was in 2016.
With a certain person being elected.
Well, yeah.
Let's see if it repeats itself in 2020.
But
The problem is, though, I mean, for a lot of people, they got what they wanted.
No, I'm not
But
disputing
paid
that.
the heavy price.
But I think a lot of that has come down to is, as a society, we've moved away from, and it's not just one side, it's every single side. Politics has become so depolarized. So polarized. So if you're on one side of the spectrum, you're kind of antagonized into being aggressive against politics of another.
It's a strategy. It's a strategy that, here's the thing. We've gotten really good at technology. We've gotten really good at science. We've gotten really good at psychology. And you know what motivates a big portion of people? Outrage. Fucking outrage. And fear. Fucking fear. Oh no, they're coming for us. And when they do, they're going to do this outrageous fucking thing. How dare they? Stand up and fight. They are the enemy. We are better than they.
Yeah.
Because if they come here, bad things. And you use fear and you use outrage. These are negative emotions.
Yeah.
This is literally the dark side. You must fear the dark side. Anger, fear, that leads to the dark side. But that is what, unfortunately, in real life, that motivates people the most. Those are the two most emotions that trigger people to your will. So a lot of people use those emotions to manipulate them towards your way. And in an era where it's us versus them, red versus blue, conservative versus liberal, my people versus your people, your country versus my country, the easiest way to do that is make the people fear them and be outraged at their behavior. And that is a lot of the news nowadays.
Yeah. It's...
You know what the answer is, though? Just love each other, man. We're all fucking human. Doesn't matter. I love
More
you, man.
hugs.
Yeah.
Smoke some more weed. That's it.
It's been one of my... when people have asked them about...
This is a public service announcement. Under no circumstances am I in the opinion that in the state of Finland you should smoke weed. That is illegal, and you should not get caught doing it.
I'm sorry, guys. I did that as a joke.
No.
The joke is that weed just calms people down, but...
Yeah. My main issue when it comes to drugs, it's not that I don't have an issue with people doing drugs. If they want to do it, give them the choice to do it. It's just when.
Personally,
You
I
don't
agree.
mind.
We should legalize.
Yeah.
We should legalize narcotics in one way or the other.
Mm.
Having them
Stop the money going
criminalized,
into criminals' hands. Yeah.
It creates more problems than solutions.
Yeah.
And while it
saw
is
that
still illegal, I will avoid using them. And even
Yeah.
if they were legal, I probably wouldn't use them. I don't smoke. I don't use alcohol. Both are legal.
Mhm.
I
That
probably
is-
wouldn't
that
do
is the
opium
thing.
either.
Hey, listen, when it comes to that, honestly, the answer is everything. Don't go overboard in everything. Anything that's good, anything is good in small, everything is great in small doses, or just, what's the thing? Don't overdo it, know your limits. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
a certain
Yeah.
thing. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
Yes. Personally, I
Fucking
get my
cake. Love cake, man. Cake is
Oh.
fantastic. Can't
Yeah,
eat too much
that's
cake.
my
It's bad for
issue.
you.
my drug of choice is sugar.
Moderation. Thank you, Blinky. Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Your choice is your choice of drug is what, Wooster?
Sugar.
Sugar.
Yes.
That was I went through my choice of drug for the last 10 years when I had going through my last 10 years of depression was Mountain Dew. 2 to 4 liters of Mountain Dew per day.
Jeez.
For
the
about
amount of
10
sugar
years.
or not?
Welcome
Yeah.
to the USA, man. So
America.
yeah.
It's like I remember. It's like I was talking to Alex, and she likes her root beer, and I just go with I can't drink root beer because I might just be the wrong. Like the one time I ever had root beer, me and my brother were in Canada, and we just grabbed a random brand. I can't remember the brand name, and we just took a swig of it, and both was choked because we could literally. It felt like we were drinking liquid sugar, right? You could feel like you could taste the granules in it. It was vile there. And I thought I liked sweet stuff. There's such a thing as too fucking sweet.
Yeah.
There's two little bits in our history which these little tiny butterflies flapped their wing and shit happened. Let me tell you what these things are. 1960. It's like 1950, 1960. One of our presidents has a really bad health issue, heart attack, and the United States government decides to, you know what? Let's look into what's actual proper nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
And after 10 years of debate, it came down to two points: is sugar bad for you, or is fat bad for you? Sugar bad, or is fat bad? We chose fat as bad.
Because of the
So
sugar
from
lobby.
1960 onward, we went on a non-fat craze. Everything in our diet was, hey, it's non-fat, but yeah, it's stupid high sugar. That was part one of this problem. Part two is 1970s, the oil embargo, and United States was like, hey, we're running out of gasoline. Let's figure out an alternative method. We started looking into high concentrated corn ethanol additive.
Yeah.
And one of the things of it was, we wanted to get unleaded out of because we started noticing that lead causes violence. Lead in your system causes violence as a side effect.
Yeah.
Like all the lead in water that's in Flint, Michigan, guess what? That water that you drink causes violence, but that's a whole different topic. Anyways, lead of gasoline, so we went to ethanol, and we said, you know what? We're going to build a bunch of corn, and we're going to make this a whole industry over corn to get this ethanol. And what ends up happening is we are the #1 manufacturer of fucking sugar.
Yeah.
Corn syrup, the biggest manufacturer of it. And we even took over Hawaii. Guess what? We saw Hawaii's like, hey, look at this tiny country over here. There's this little king and queen. There's little king and king of this little dinky place, but they have all the sugar cane.
Yeah.
Tons of it. Us as the United States should go over there to Hawaii and liberate them and take and
oil.
And make sure that our friends from CNH Sugar Company are seeing their needs met. So we took over Hawaii because of CNH.
There was
Now
a
we have a
South
sugar
American country that had an entire revolution and war that went about because it was basically funded by it was the
Fruits
American
Limited or
Fruit
something?
Corporation, something like that.
Which
It was
one?
like the biggest fruit growers in America.
Oh, you're talking about Dole. You're talking. This is why we have called banana republics, because back in the 1800s we took over Nicaragua, Honduras, Cuba, specifically the Puerto Rico and places like that. Anywhere we overthrew the local government, the local socialist government, so that we could have our fruit plantations, all in the name of protecting our
Absolutely.
interests, which was Dole and Chiquita banana. This was the year 1860, right around.
Yeah.
But it started since then, and because of that, we can call these banana republics. We make fun of like these third world countries with super uber corrupt and governments that just care about money. It's because of us.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for
America, fuck yeah.
you think about the British Empire, India. It wasn't the British government. It was the
East India Company.
It was the East India Company.
The company took over a continent.
A company took over an entire subcontinent and had armies running around that. And it got to the point that let's put it this way, Britain has a history of being quite a racist country. We conquered the entire world based on the concept that we were superior.
You guys want some cool history facts? Look at the Opium Wars. That's fascinating.
Oh yeah.
You waged a war to sell to peddle opium in China.
Because China would not buy anything else out of us. They were basically, we wanted their goods, but China was practically a closed economy. We could not offer them any other goods, but they had an opium problem, and they didn't want, quite understandably, they didn't want opium flooding their streets. We fought, I think it was 3 wars.
Yeah, and guess what you substituted with? You substituted with cocaine from Colombia, and the Colombia Opium Wars, as forwarded by it's. Let me round this out back out to new things. So imagine it's Mars, and IPX comes down with this promise of like, hey, we're going to colonize. We're going to throw all this industrial over. This is the next place we're going to colonize. And sure enough, hundreds of years later, there's cities built in Mars. There's that people are born there. They're on their 3rd or 4th generation, and they decide, you know what, Mars, we're own people here. We're tired of being a colony of Earth. Fuck you guys. Yeah, I know. Here comes IPX and Earth Alliance saying, yeah, but we spent literally trillions of dollars to keep you up there. You are our people. And that war just keeps on. That conflict just keeps on happening. I mean, there's a semblance of peace, and Mars is technically independent now, kind of, but it's still like, it's still in flux. And I'll tell you one thing: these new Slash dudes that I don't like these guys at all. Those were the worst part. I mean, I was bad when I was, whatever. I'm just trying to try it all around.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a thing. It's unfortunately a lot of human history is like when people are talking about, oh, so and so, we can't respect them because they are, X, Y, and Z, and then they say, so what about William Wallace, Robert the Bruce? And they go, they're national heroes. Really? Because if you look at everything they've done, they're war criminals.
Sure. But so was Bonnie and Clyde.
Same with Edward the First, Longshanks, or Richard the Lionheart, or Saladin. They might be, enough time. Comes a question of enough times past we look at them as being heroes, or but we all humans have a tendency, we just look at a person in a nice little niche little box, and then we forget about the rest
It's hard
of the
though, man.
human.
I don't know. It's like I've done some stupid shit that I regret.
Everyone's done crap.
I've outgrown them. I don't like to define people by the worst thing that they've done.
No,
Is the way I put it.
no.
Neither should you judge them by the best thing they've done.
Because
I
they could have done just one thing.
Bill Cosby is a great example of this.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a complicated one.
That's an extreme example of like, hey, this is a dude we respected for his comedy, his really pushed forward the comedy. I mean, what he did for black comedians.
Yeah.
Even just the mere fact that at a time where racial injustice was one of its worst here in the United States, here was a doctor, a black doctor.
Yeah.
People could look up to this Republican family, nice sweater wearing, nice American family that was black, and it was cool, and his comedy was always clean and didn't like to swear, and man, this guy turned out to be a sick rapist. What the fuck?
That's fine.
I mean,
it's not just that. He also helped support getting people into the industry and all this sort of stuff.
That's like if we've come find out that Keanu Reeves likes to, snuff little kittens. I mean, what do we do about that? What if it comes out
to make a joke about it, it's like we find out Keanu
By the
Reeves
way,
actually
we're
can
just joking.
act.
Please don't sue. He would never sue us. He's a cool guy. He's not even listening.
Maybe a good thing you guys didn't hear what I jokingly said there.
Yeah.
It's like this is where we actually find out Keanu Reeves can actually act.
Oh.
No. Keanu
To be
Reeves
fair,
can't act.
he can act. It's just
He can't act. It's all a documentary about every film he's in is a documentary about his true life.
Oh, hold on, what was it? No, he's actually. I think the thing is, Keanu Reeves just seems to be this actor where the film, the director is able to get what they can out of him, or the director. Like he's fantastic in The Matrix, right?
He is absolutely fantastic as the Matrix.
John Wick, fantastic
character. Not only was his character, but because a lot of that movie is done with very little dialogue, he has to tell the audience what's happening through his body language and his facial expression. That's called true visual acting, and he fucking knocked it out of the park. I don't care.
I loved John Wick 1. It's
fantastic.
It is beautiful. It is beautifully done. It's not just his acting; it's everything in it is actually well done. There,
Yes.
Like even my uncle, who he generally goes with, I don't mind action films, but I'm not one for over the top violence. Even he enjoyed it because he said there was a purpose to the violence. It actually told the story.
There was
my dog.
There was no unneeded violence in there.
Yeah.
All the violence was there. And I also appreciate the fact that the shaky cam wasn't there. Every fight in every action movie, you got this cameraman that is trying to vibrate his socks.
I'll tell you why that happened. Here, you know me. I'm huge into film and into directing.
Mm-hmm.
There's this movie that came out that introduced fight scenes with cameras, and that movie was Jason Bourne, the first one.
Yeah.
And it's cinematography, its fight scenes with the shaky camera are fantastic. But the point of using shaky camera was to show the chaos of the moment, to bring up the heightened sense of what's happening.
Yeah.
It's not there to so that you don't see what's going on.
It wasn't to hide action.
Since then it's been used by shitty people and shitty directors that I know, we'll just use a shaky cam, and as long as there's a fight scene and we blur it a little bit, we could get away and be cheap and get away with like not proper coordination, not proper acting, and more importantly, just doing a bad job of it. If there's an action scene, it has to be concise. You have to have that action going in one direction constantly
Yeah.
and being opposed in the opposite direction. You must show the audience with spatial awareness. You must edit it perfectly so that the audience know what's happening at all times. And in those moments, that when you want the audience to feel more of a sense of freneticness, that's when you use a shaky cam movement. But you don't use it to hide all the details of the fight. It's been used badly.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Wooster. But Jason Wooster, I'm sorry, Jason Bourne was one
Jason
of the first.
Wooster.
Yeah. Jason Bourne was the one that made that popular.
Yeah.
And it's really well done there.
Yeah.
Other one that's actually quite nice was Shaky Cam, but not film, but TV series about Star Galactica, the reimagined series.
Yeah.
Because
I have no complaints about the shake cam used in Battlestar Galactica.
no, because
I think they used more of the instant zoom, which was in vogue at the time. Like, hey, we're going from like a scene like this, and it's not really shaking screen, but it's more like it's unbalanced hand zoom.
it's
and
more
then
like
also
the
there's-
idea that the guy's there on a shoulder-mounted camera doing a docu-series.
Yes, it was filmed in a way to make it seem like this is all a documentary.
Yeah.
Therefore, realistic, and we are just an audience on the side of this real life documentary. There's a lot of ways.
About
lot of tricks.
documentaries, Trailer Park Boys.
Haven't seen that.
It's
But I mean, that's why I think Battlestar Galactica kind of works, is because everything there is done to add to that kind of
Yeah.
the concept.
They use the camera technique to make it part of to fit you into the world, so that it's part of the world building for them.
Yeah.
It puts the audience there and realistic.
Okay.
I mean, there's many camera tricks, guys. If you guys want to find out, like, again, I'm gonna recommend Hitchcock. Ooh, actually, because it was my birthday, I got this for my birthday. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh, it's your birthday.
So favorite guilty pleasure TV series. For me, it's Glee.
Headphones.
Just purely, I love musicals. I like songs. I like hearing singing, and just a
You get a
TV show
chance.
where
This movie right here, Hitchcock Truffaut.
all right.
It's a little cool little documentary with where you have all these really good directors in the back talking about like how the influences of Hitchcock and why you see them today. But he did a lot of experimentation to put the audience in the shoes of the protagonist, so that whenever the protagonist is discovering stuff or is in danger, the audience feels in danger. So many of the tricks were born through experiments of movies that Hitchcock did, and this is a cool little deep dive into stuff like that.
So Frog Scanner was asking about guilty pleasure TV series. So for me, it's Glee. Just, I love musicals, I love songs, and it's just an excuse.
I didn't like the last season.
I haven't seen the last season there. I kind of got up to, I think, season 5, and then lost track of that.
It did. You know, once it got to New York, it lost what made it special. It jumped the shark. It's not so much that it jumped the shark, it's just that at a certain point, at a certain point the series is like, okay, we wrote and it's great and everything's good, and then it's like, we have nowhere else to go. We've explored everything there is. All the characters have character arc. All the plots have been untwisted. Everybody's succeeded. They got what they wanted. They won the regionals, and now what? I don't know. Here comes. Let's go for 1 or 2 more seasons. Let's keep this money maker going, and then it becomes lazy writing and just out there chasing the buck.
But it is a series that you do have to suspend a lot of fucking belief at the door.
I got no problem with that.
No, if you can watch. If you're that serious, you're not going to ever be able to watch it. It's ironically, my friend, he generally is not a big fan of musicals there. So the 2 films I got him to watch, The Blues Brothers.
Fantastic. Fantastic movie. Carrie Fisher is wonderful in it.
And he just loved them, and he's just, But his argument is, I'm not.
Sorry, somebody asked, is it cheating to answer with Babylon 5? Yes.
Yes, because that's an actually good series. Guilty pleasure should be something you feel guilty about watching.
It's like it's not maybe it's a bad series. It's just maybe something that, you know, if people were to look at you and go with, what would he watch, you know, and then you come up with this and you go,
Cheaters. That's my go. No, it's not. I think, I don't know. I've watched a lot of really weird TV. Bones started not going
Bones
good.
is actually. I've never watched it from start to finish. I've watched like a random episode here. Or there.
I think series 1 through 5 was great, and then after that I stopped watching it because same thing happens. It becomes they jump the shark, and it stops being about one thing and starts being about the secondary characters. And it's not that I mind that; it's just that it just became lazy writing.
Yeah, I kind of watch it just because David Baran's in it.
2.5 Men.
Oh yeah. That's a guilty. You've lost my respect already. I'm just kidding.
It's cheap humor.
Yes.
But I just love Charlie Sheen in it.
Charlie
Multiple personality.
It's for me. I actually, when it came to sitcoms, I was a big fan of The Big Bang Theory.
I was not. I tried it out. I watched the first. I watched the first 6. But then
I just find it. I was never a fan, but I still watched the first 6 seasons.
yeah. This is true. But I never felt good about it. I never felt good about watching the show. Every time I was like, all right, let's watch it. It's on. I'm like, okay, this is cool, kind of. But at the same time, I had problems with its writing. But that's me. But please, I don't want to poo-poo what you're about to. Things you're about to say. About
the thing I liked about it was
Sliders was good.
Sliders was good. That was fantastic.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, Person of Interest. I loved it.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm interrupting.
The reason why I liked was when Big Bang Theory came on, I was actually at university. So the thing I actually loved was like half the jokes or half the things that they were talking about. I was a chemistry major, right? So quite a few things that were coming out about and joking about were practically like some of the same conversations was happening in the uni at the time. So I actually thought it did kind of catch the environment there.
I gotcha. So here's my thing. I did not like that show for one specific reason only, and it was that it was all about nerd humor, but it was intended at laughing at nerds humor versus laughing with nerds humor. At the time, the opposite show that I was watching that I love is Community. Community also has their Sheldon in the form of Abed. He's got Asperger's. He deals with the real world by comparing it to film and all the tropes that goes along with it, and the way they celebrate Abed's the hero versus the villain. Sheldon, I mean, he has a lot of personality traits. Not that Sheldon is an antagonist, but I mean, or is a villain, but he is their antagonist. He is their heel. He is the thing that prevents success from happening. He's the obstacle more often than not, and he's written in such a way that his strangeness, because he is strange, we are making fun of his strangeness. And not just that, all the other characters, they're nerdy in such a strange way. Let's make fun of that in the writing versus in Community. They celebrate the strangeness. So that's why I'm biased with the Big Bang Theory. I found that I could relate to the humor because, like, oh, I know that's smart humor. I could laugh at that. I know what they're talking about. Yeah, I understand that reference, and it is funny. It's just unfortunate that the butt of the jokes is the actual nerds.
because they're having to appeal to the wider community.
You understand, yes.
Yeah.
When you start, niche shows are great because
Yeah.
they're great. I mean, they get to explore a certain aspect, and
Yeah.
they get to challenge. When we say challenge the audience, is like some people will be offended by what we're going to say, or put you through, or make you even think about with this show.
Mm.
But it's niche, so these small group of people will understand, and it might encompass and bring in a bigger general audience, and they might say, oh, I've never heard about this nicheness, this interests me, let's find out. But once you start putting it to the broad, to appeal to the biggest amount of audience, you have to cut off anything that's offensive, and you have to be as super inclusive as possible, and the jokes become bland. There's no risks, there's zero risks. And I like stories that take risks. I like stories that take a little piece of you, like, here's what's in my thoughts at the moment, and here's how I feel about this subject matter. I'm going to put that into my art and explain it to the audience how I feel about it through this medium, versus big stuff. It's just bland.
Yep. I agree. Also, Blinky, survival counts.
Survivor.
That counts. That definitely counts.
I've been talking a lot. Let's let you guys talk some more. Let's get to our peeps over here.
Oh, season 2 came out from the Umbrella
Yeah.
Academy? Ooh.
I have not. I've still not completed season 1 of Umbrella. I am.
What
It's
is
a
this?
weird-
I've heard of this before. Tell me about this.
It's
on
a
Netflix.
Netflix exclusive. And it's,
Is it a cartoon, live action?
It's
Live
some
action.
some sort of paranormal people and
Yeah.
time travel.
Yeah.
I'm
It's-
usually averse to time travel plots, and this series is not really selling me on it. It seems
It's
to
a
be
weird-
counteracting its own rules a lot. So
It's got high production value. It's a weird one. When I watch it, there's enough going on for I can watch it, but at the same time, I just don't feel like there's something in there to make me want to watch the next episode. Another one that was same again like that was October Faction.
on that note, time travel plot, never worth it.
Time travel.
With
Time travel's hard to write.
with the exception of Babylon 5, when they did it sort of once.
Yeah.
In 2 episodes, you had time travel, or 3 episodes. Yeah, total 3 episodes.
Just one incident. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all the same time travel incident. The one time travel incident that ties into all the other times there.
And it's a fixed, and at the same time, it's a fixed loop. There's no actual paradox involved.
There's no paradox involved, and it ties up the circle. So it's an intentional time travel story that is designed from the beginning to sort of tie in. Granted, it wasn't fully explored.
I have not yet watched 12 Monkeys.
It's fantastic, and it probably still holds up to this day. It absolutely
probably
will
should.
hold up.
I remember the film. The film I liked. Also,
Terry Gilliam, directed by Terry fucking Gilliam, man. The guy who did Brazil, the guy who did Time Bandits.
All right.
The guy who is part of the greatest comedic troupe ever, Monty Python. Terry fucking Gilliam. Starring Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis only got paid $5 or $500 for that movie.
What?
He wanted to do that movie so bad. He's like, I'm in. He's like, you don't even have to pay me. I want in. Take me that lead.
Right. Bill Murray. The reason why it's like Bill Murray, because he's made so much money now, he's able to live off comfortably. But what it is when when a lot of film studios have been trying to get him into films, and will offer him every single dime they have in their vault, and he goes, "Let's see the script." And he just looks at, "No, doesn't matter." There was a student that was doing a student film for a project. He just sent it to Bill Murray, saying, and like Bill Murray went, "Okay, I'll do it."
Nice.
He's in a $10,000 film because the kid did a script and he liked the script.
Fantastic. Now I want to watch this.
I can't remember the name of the film, but I just
I'll
heard
have
it.
to look
I'm
him
like,
up. I'm gonna have to look him up.
It's like just because the kid wrote up something in the script that the script just there was something that he liked about it.
I hope it's not Zombieland. I mean, I hope it's Zombieland. Zombieland is fantastic, and I love that movie, and I love Bill Murray in Zombieland.
It is, but I think that's sometimes like one advantage. If you ever act and do make it big, it then gives you the freedom.
Yes,
to
100%.
Just to pick something, even if you go, I don't care if it's not a hit or not. I just think there's something in there that reads it. It gives me something that I think I can do justice to. Even if the rest of the film's pants, I'll make this role shine.
There's movies that actors take just for the paycheck, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could tell that they're there to just like you're a big star in this, and you're terrible in it, and you're whatever, man. You're the villain. Who cares? You got paid. Done.
Yeah, Mario.
And you have other like Raul Julia, who's just like, I just took this. It's a paycheck, but I'm gonna have fun with it, and it shows. Unfortunately, it was his last role. He put too much effort into that. And I miss Raul Julia. The dude was a good actor. It sucks that he died because of that movie.
I think it's about time I pulled the plug.
Oh, we bantered for like a long ass fucking time.
45 minutes.
Jesus.
Well, it's been fun, and this banda is nice, but I'm getting issues.
Oh yeah, it's like 2 a.m. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock, little past. So, thank you all for coming.
Yep.
It has been absolutely a blast to have a game with you and show it to you, the audience. And hopefully we'll see you again next week when we see the conclusions, and perhaps we will find out what happened to Nevin. And sit back, enjoy, and bone snatchers, everyone.
Bonus nachos,
Bonus nachos, everybody.